Do you find yourself getting the independent variable and the dependent variable confused? Well, rest assured that's one of the most common mistakes, because you know what they say, when you have a 50-50 chance you get it wrong 100% of the time. I mean, I don't know who they are, but at least I say that. But stick with me and I will help you figure it out so you don't have to be guessing 50-50. You will now know 100%. For starters, let's set the basics. In an experiment, you want to figure out cause and effect. What is causing something else to have an effect? So the independent variable is a thing you can change. You're trying to understand the cause. The independent variable is what you're trying to see. Does this cause something? So that is the independent variable, the thing you can change, the thing you can manipulate to see if it has a effect or something you can measure, some sort of difference. The dependent variable. So the independent variable is something that you can change. The dependent variable is something you can measure based on the change, whether or not the change had an effect or not is what will help you see if the independent variable correlates or causes a change in the dependent variable, because the dependent variable depends on the independent variable. Now, let me break it down even a little bit more. Just look at the words. Dependent variable. This variable, this thing, depends or relies on the independent variable. Just like a child depends on its parent. So the independent variable does not depend because it's independent. It has gained its independence, right? Just like an adult no longer, in most cases, depends on their parents. Let's lock this in with a few examples, because sometimes abstract thought can be kind of confusing, so let's make this concrete. Research question. Does the type of therapy have an effect on days sober? The question is, does therapy, something you can change, affect days sober? So, independent variable is the thing you're changing, the type of therapy. Does it affect the dependent variable, days sober? Days sober depends on the independent variable, which is the changeable variable. Got it? Okay, two more. Stick around or don't. I understand either way. Research question. Does sleep affect your mood? The sleep is what you're controlling. Trying to understand, do 8 hours make a difference? Does 6 hours make a difference? You can change the amount of sleep. You're changing the independent variable, trying to see what effect you can measure as far as the mood, which is the dependent variable, because we're trying to understand if the mood is dependent on the independent variable. Okay, last one. Do flashcards have an effect on quiz scores? So when you change the presence or lack of presence of flashcards, the independent variable, does it affect in a way you can measure the dependent variable, which is the test scores? If you can measure a difference in the test scores based on the presence or lack of presence of the flashcards, you can say there's a relationship which shows that the dependent variable does in some way depend on the independent variable. So dependent variable depends on the independent variable, or the dependent variable does not depend on the independent variable. All right, if this was helpful, leave a like and consider following me for more helpful psychology videos.